it's Voxel Twig, and we're getting ready to get started on episode 2 of Sky Factory 3. I'll go ahead and give you a little tour of the base. In between episodes, I did a little bit of housekeeping. We planted a couple more apple trees, expanded our dirt and water farm, put a bed down, got some chests, and these sieves. The biggest change. I read that if we do a 3x3 grid of these sieves, it counts as a multi-block structure. And what you can do is it allows you to sieve 9 things at one time. So that'll really speed up our production here. But I didn't do anything in the achievement book, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Where we left off here was making Tinker's construct tools. So to get started with that, we need to make a couple items here. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and put the book away for now. We're going to need logs, planks, maybe a couple slabs. And I'm thinking we'll probably do start our Tinker stuff maybe right over here and then expand out that way if we need to. So for Tinkers, what you can do is anytime you come across a mod in this pack that you want to know more about, if you just type @ and then the mod name, it'll show you everything for that mod pack. Now obviously there is a ton for Tinker's Construct. This is the more advanced stuff, the smeltery, when we start getting actual ore processing. But for now, we are looking at the stencils and these tables. The crafting station, the stencil table, the part builder, the pattern chest, and the tool station. So we'd put all those together, and then that would, I believe that should count as a multi-block structure, so we should be able to use all of them. So the first thing we'll do is we will make a crafting station. So to make a crafting station, we need a crafting table. And I forgot how to make a crafting. There it is. Then we put it right back in. Boom, crafting station. So that's step 1. Step 2 is a stencil table. To do that, we need a blank pattern, and for that we need sticks. And I do believe we're going to need quite a bit of these, so let's just make a bunch. So let's just go ahead and put all those in there. Let's make 20 of them to start with. That stencil table, check. Pattern chest, check. Part builder, check. Part chest, let's go ahead and make that. And then the last thing is a tool station. And I think that definitely used our crafting station. So let's just make another one of those. Alright. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to make a double chest. Because if it all works the way I hope, we should be able to combine all of it. And it's raining. We'll sleep. So let's put the chest down right here. Actually, you know what? We're going to raise this up 1 for all of this. Just because. Or, no, I guess we don't have to. Let's go ahead and break this apart. So we'll put this here, stencil table, pattern chest, part builder, part chest, tool station. So now from here, we can access all of it. It's counts as one multi-block. And anything that we put in here should be able to be reached from here. So if I look at here, crafting station, perfect. So what we want to do is we have all these different stencils, right? So we look at like a hatchet. We need a tool rod, an axe head, and a binding. So Now is as good a time as any to consult the materials in U and our achievement book and see it wants us to make something out of flint or bone. We don't have any monsters yet, so we can't do bone, so we're going to do flint. So let's see, flint. We will get that from sifting gravel and a string mesh. So, we need just make a bunch of these. And get our hammer right here. And we'll go ahead and put this in here and see if we can get some flint. And the nice thing about this is even if you don't have all 9, it'll still work. So from all that, we got a piece of flint. So we get, what is this? Flint. How do we make a... probably need these. And then stencil table. And that gets us an axe head. We want a sword blade. We want a tool rod. And then a binding. And if we put that in our pattern chest, put those back in there. And now if we come to our part builder, head, 1 flint and wood. Do we need 2 stone? So make a flint shaft, flint binding. Can we make stone? Because that would be nice. I'd like to make a stone head. Yeah, so we'll make a stone head with a flint binding. And let's make the handle out of wood. So we have those 3 things right here, and then if we go in and choose the hatchet, we should be able to add our wooden, our head, and our binding. We now have our first tool. I know it's technically not flint, but we used flint to make it, so I'm going to check it off. And that's only because in here, if we make, let's see, is there a, this is an upgrade kit, repair kit. Well, let's break something and see what happens. See if this works the way I want it to, and if not, well, we'll reassess. So if we bust a stone, bust it down. Okay, so it's a little bit broken. So it doesn't work there. What if we do it tool station? So if we put our stone hatchet there, yes, so that's what we're doing. So now, because we made it out of stone, if we put stone in the tool station with our tool, it will repair it. That's why I didn't want to make it out of flint, just because I feel like flint is going to be a little bit more of an uncommon thing to get, at least in the beginning. But that should set us up pretty well for now. And the other nice thing about Tinkers is you look at it and it says level clumsy XP 4 out of 500. As you use these tools, they level up, and as they level up, you can add additional modifiers at the tool station. So I can put this here. I don't know, I don't think apples are going to do anything. But do we have anything? Let's see if string or bone meal, anything like that. Maybe any of that works. No. String? No. But, I mean, once we get more materials, we can test it out. But for now, We'll put the materials in U book here and check what's next on our list. We need to make clay by putting dust into a water-filled barrel. I think I did also see wand. There should be a stone wand. Yes, that's what we want right this second. What this does, and it's in the game, not really cheating necessarily, but what this lets us do is if I were to come here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can use my wand to automatically place more. This. It's perfect. Now, because it's stone, it only has a limited range, has a limited durability. You can make more, as you saw. Later on, I'm sure we'll probably make more, like the diamond wand, unbreakable wand, other stars. But for now, it does the job. Dust. Boom. Right. Stone one doesn't really last that long. It does help. It's pretty quick. So we'll go ahead and get this dust down. So what does it say? Make clay by putting dust into a water-filled barrel. Alright, we can do that. Just like that. Take it all out. Still got some leaves in there. That's nice. Alright, that got us 18. Check that off. Craft and cook a crucible. Unfired crucible. Porcelain clay. Clay and bone meal. So we have way more than we need, so we can just break one. Right? Crucible. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, now we have enough. Now what we need is, we need bone meal. Bone meal, sieve. Dust in a string mesh. Oh, what do you know? We have some dust. Dirt here too. Okay, let's be careful with this, because I don't want to use all our dust if we don't have to. Come on. What's that? Say 4? Okay, so we need 3 more pieces here. 8. Okay, so we got everything we need. Let's put that away. That and that. Perfect. And now we'll come over here. Like that. Unfired crucible. Now we just gotta cook it. And you know what I'm gonna do? I saw this online. Whoops. Crafting table. Come on. Nope. Oh, come on. Crafting table on a stick. Okay, so we need a sign. And a crafting table. Boom. Okay. Ready for this? This is going to change your life. Boom. Craft anywhere on the go. Alright, so while that was cooking, did a couple things. So, cooked up our crucible, and I made my juicer. Which what we do is I used all the apples, but basically, you put the juicer in with the apple, and it makes apple juice. Excuse me. Now, the apple juice does 3 full hunger, so that's much better than a regular apple. But now we have our crucible, which means we can get started on heating a crucible with a torch and insert stones or cobble to make lava. Let's just put it. We'll put it right here for right now. It's not going to live there forever. So we got crucible there. Don't really have much stone. Look at that, melting away. And then, while that melts, check that off, and then we just gotta build a cobblestone generator. So, there's two ways we can do this. We can make our, your standard Minecraft cobblestone generator, but this is a mod pack, so we're gonna look for cobblestone generator. We need a bucket of water, a bucket of lava, some glass, and some stone. Boom, lava. Alright, so now, if we do lava, water, lava, glass, throw them all on the ground like an idiot. Okay. And cobblestone, crafting table, stone, stone, lava, water, glass, cobblestone generator. And with these clay buckets, if you have a lava bucket with clay, it will destroy the bucket every time. But let's go ahead and just put this guy right. I'm gonna use our fancy hatchet. Cobblestone generator, chest, and boom, we are making cobblestone. So we'll check that off, and we'll open up this. I want to show you guys cobblestone generator. So what we can do is, once we have more materials, we can upgrade it. So this one makes one cobblestone every 40 ticks, every 20, 10, 5, and every single tick. So the higher it goes, the more you get. So, like it says here, you can put a hopper below it to automatically process it somewhere, or you can just put a chest above it. But look, we've already got 20. So I think that will do it for today's episode, you guys. If you liked it, leave a comment below, like and subscribe. If you didn't like it, leave me a comment. Let me know what you didn't like. If you have any suggestions or anything you want to see more of, or anything you want more details on, let me know. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you're liking the series, and I will catch you next time. This is Voxel Twig, and I hope you guys have a great day.